It's National Small Business Week, and the California Bank and Trust is hosting a webinar of SBA financing options for, small businesses. Adrian Papa, Senior Vice President and Regional Sales Manager at California Bank and Trust, joins us now with details. Good morning to you, sir. Welcome to our humble home here.
Thank you for having me.
We were just talking off camera. I think anybody who makes a go of it in the state of California in a small business deserves not only our support, our patronage, but kudos. It's tough to make it as a small business in California.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
All right. So you're trying to help that out, right? You're trying to provide a little financing. Let's talk about what the importance of Small Business Week is.
Yeah. So first off, thank you for having us. We're here on behalf of California Bank and Trust. U.S. Small Business Week is hosted by the SBA every year, and this year it's being hosted May 4th through 10th, and it's an opportunity for small businesses to be recognized, to get connected to resources, and attend events like the one we're going to be hosting today.
Let's talk about that. Tell us what goes on at this webinar.
So in this webinar, we're going to be talking about the different SBA programs that are available, how business owners can better prepare for their lending application and navigate the process.
All right, excuse me while I hydrate here. All right, so will every business person come away with the same thing, or is this, do we talk about every, there's so many different kinds of ways to create a small business. How do you appease everybody?
Well, with this webinar, we're going to go into the different programs that are available. There are so many different programs available to the SBA. It's going to be great for a small business owner to join because they'll be able to ask questions during the Q&A and hear directly from the industry experts.
I imagine the question they most want to hear is, how can you help me get this thing off the ground? Seed money, I believe, is the word. Everybody needs seed money.
For small businesses, they may not realize that the SBA can provide financing, not just for existing businesses, but for newer businesses or businesses that just get started. And our lenders that are going to be on the panel, as well as our local SBA folks, are going to be able to share best practices on what to do when you're applying.
When you talk to these folks, and I assume you're going to be speaking at this, right?
Yes, I'll be moderating it.
All right, so you moderate. What is the biggest obstacle that you hear? I'm perhaps putting you on the spot here, but what's the thing that the pushback you hear most from small businesses as their biggest obstacle in getting started?
I think the hardest part is not understanding what their resources is and thinking it's a lot harder to achieve the financing that they need. So joining a webinar like this, they'll be able to hear about the different programs that are geared towards them and be able to get connected to the resources to help make that process easier.
Well, Adrian, let's not bury the lead, because everybody out there who's thinking about this wants to know where do they sign on, how do they get involved?
Yeah, so business owners can sign up at calbanktrust.com/webinar, and that will allow them to reserve their spot, and then that'll be today between 10 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Pacific.
Hit that one more time. Where do they go?
calbanktrust.com/webinar.
All right. And do you have infinite space? You can take as many as possible?
Yes, we're doing it through Zoom.
All right, so that's great. How many people will turn out for something like this? What's your previous viewership?
We're expecting at least a couple hundred. We have over 100 registered small businesses now, and we've had many chambers that have supported and sent this out to their participants, so we're really excited.
That's got to be encouraging. I mean, even, listen, I think it's tough, as we just read it, the government restrictions and all the obstacles that come your way in the state of California, and yet there's people out there that still want to give it a go.
Yeah, definitely.
Does that make you feel good?
Yeah, definitely. We've had hundreds of small businesses work with our bank to apply for financing, and we've been able to help many of them get their businesses off the ground or help continue to grow their business.
Now, back when I was growing up, there was an adage that if you're like, say, a restaurant, if you can make it to the 5-year mark, odds are you're going to make it. Is that true anymore?
Definitely. The longer your business is in a profitable, successful position, and the longer you're there, the better chance you have of being successful in the long run.
And small business, we're talking about how AI is changing things. Can you speak to that a little bit? I always think of, okay, big corporations will have a bunch of computers putting cars together and whatnot, but at the small business level, how is AI playing into everything?
AI is definitely playing a huge role in cutting costs, making things more efficient, making things more accurate, whether it's in a day-to-day administrative way or if it's used for marketing. AI is definitely helping small businesses fuel their growth and make things easier.
At the end of the day, because you need good people or good robots.
Yes, I could agree on that.
All right, Adrian. Well, thanks for rolling in. I wish you great success. I hope your webinar is packed again. Where do people go one last time?
Go to calbanktrust.com/webinar to register for the event today, which will be from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m.
You are an excellent guest. I hope you wish you great success. I hope we chat again in the not so distant future.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
You bet.